You're watching National Streaming Sports. Over 20 podcasts, 70 shows, and a 3.
Right on the tick, almost. Little quick. Hello, everybody. I'm kind of bummed. We are over there on Instagram. Not that we were definitely have some problems trying to get rid of some stuff on Instagram. Don't know why that. Let's see here. Let's see. Hello. Yeah, now it friggin' works. Anyway. We are on Instagram over there on my phone. We are on YouTube where I see most of the people that are commenting, actually all the people that are commenting. Bob Standard, Sacktown Raider Mike, Cool Kev's in the house. Capitan Rafucho, aka Rafa's in the house. So we're all here. It's Thursday. I'm pretty sure there's got to be some hockey on. I mean, I was listening to when I went to get something to eat earlier. The fuck is going on here? Okay. Yeah. There's baseball. There's basketball. I don't got the basketball shit. Okay. There's Utah. Yep. Here we go. Hockey. See? Yep. Jets and Flyers. There we go. Right there. Good. Get some Flyers hockey going on. Ho! Third period, Winnipeg is up 4-0. Flyers has had like an odd man rush. See, Winnipeg's has 22 shots on goal. Philadelphia with 16 shots on goal. It's in the Winnipeg zone again, but they're getting their asses kicked. Again, I just turned it on. Commercial break. Cool Kev. Oh, okay. Cool Kev. On a commercial break. There's my girl, Mystica Mystique. Hello. who is coming to us from Saudi Arabia. So again, this is a worldwide show. Over there on Instagram, Mystical Mystique is over there. Sweetheart, I'm hoping that you are doing well over there. Let's see, it's probably like 9 in the morning. It's a good 12 hours of difference in time. I think Europe is 6. Figure another 6. So I know, Miska, sweetheart, we are at what, 9 o'clock in the evening here. What time is it there with you? Again, my friend from Saudi Arabia, Mystical Mystique, joining us on Instagram. Those look good in spring training. Thank you there, Chris. I've seen. Well, I saw 2 games. I saw the one game in Lakeland where they're playing the Tigers. John LaJoy, thank you for that. John LaJoy is gave me a like over there on Facebook. Chris, which channel are you watching on? Are you watching on the Captain Jack Club channel, or are you watching on my personal? Because again, if I tell people, if they're on my personal channel, I can't see comments, but Chris is coming in. I don't think I've seen any more comments. Oh, Sam's over there. Hi, Sam. Sam Millsap's over there also on Instagram. Sam, my Jags buddy. Sam, were you did you finish your degree? Or you were working? Because Sam wanted to be a cop of some sort. Billy with another shot on goal, another save. Israel, permission to come aboard. You got it, brother. Good to see Israel. I like another pirate in the house. It's great. Good to see you, brother. And Captain Jack Rackham page. Okay, so you're on the page. See, that is why I can see the comments, because you're on the Captain Jack Rackham page, not my regular me page. And that's what I said. If you're on that page, like Jean LaJoy was, if I saw the comment go through on my phone where it says like that, I can see it, but I can't see the comment, which I'm very sorry to hear. That's why that. Jolly Rock. Okay, I'm sorry. Apologies, sir. I do try to throw the names via their persona monikers. Apologies. So yes, more pirates in the house. Sam Millsaps, finished my degree but failed the polygraph. Ooh. Damn. Sam, I'm very sorry about that. Now, you can do other things, though. If you fail their poly, can you take the poly with another department? And sometimes, polygraph failures are just because you're so damn nervous, it happens. I've never taken a polygraph before, I which is amazing. I was an intelligence analyst for 38 years, but I never was in a position where I had to take a polygraph because I had to know the top secret ridiculous clearance, but it was without the polygraph. So Sam, blessings to you, sir. You got the degree. Do something that you find fulfilling and sustaining. So obviously, I know you will. I know I'm not talking to a dumb kid, and I say that. I'm not talking to a dumb kid, so I know he will do that. Matt Marinovich is in the house, so we kind of got our quorum. Matt's got to be here to make it an official show, and Jimmy Firpo has to stop by and scream Raiders. Hopefully, he'll do that. He almost always does. Sacktown throwing out some love to everybody as well. So here's the thing. We all know some of the positives of what's going on in Raider Town. Peter Marujo is there. Yeah, salute to you as well there, Sammy. Take care of yourself. Keep up with me, Sam. And again, when you get your degree, and Sam's a young gentleman, I believe he's probably, he might be 21, maybe. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Sam is not one of those partiers. Great gentleman. Got his shit together. So you just take care of you, Sam. And again, getting back to what I was saying, Jolly, thank you for the positives over there on Facebook as well. The Raiders are set with having the foundation cornerstone locked up. For all those people that were saying, oh man, Max was a free agent, that was not true. Max was signed through 2026. He was signed through 2026, which meant he would have played here this year and next year on the contract that he was on. So he signed a 3-year extension, which means now he's locked up as a Raider through 2029. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5 more years with Max Crosby. And that, that can be a career, because I think he's been here at least, when did Max come in? Somebody look that up. I know he's been here at least 5 years. So figure that's 10 years. That could be an NFL lifetime. I mean, Howie Long, I think, played maybe 10 years, maybe a little more. But I think that's about right. Bolden Solomon, thank you for coming over there on Instagram. Salute to you as well, sir. 2019, thanks, Bob. So Max was here since 2019. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. He's already played 6 years. He's going to be here for another 5. So that's 11. That could be a career in the NFL. Hollywood Raider in the house. Yeah, Israel, thank you. Yeah, he was playing the next 2 years, so he wasn't going anywhere. He wasn't a free agent. But now he's locked up for 5 years. 5, 6, which he was already there, 7, 8, and 9. So he will finish out the decade as a Raider, or at least under the clutches. I hate to use that term, but under the purview, that's a better way to say it, under the purview of the Las Vegas Raiders. So he wasn't a free agent. He got 3 extra years added to his contract. He's going to retire a Raider. And again, good seeing Hollywood in the house. Always good to see my brother there. I'm going to open it up soon. Nation, the real question is what if? Hey, Raiders 7528. What if what? I like where you're going with that, but elaborate on that. I like that. That's a good throw it out there question to elaborate. Real question is what if? You asked it, 7528. What if? Keep going with that. Oh my God. Matt Marinovich, I agree with you. Drama. Oh my God. That is a bad soap opera. That is like a telenovela. And again, I'm not saying that, Mexican soap operas are, but the drama of a telenovela, that's what that would be. That would be a bad soap opera. Telenovela. And you're right. You're right there, Jolly. He's a lifetime Raider. He's going to be here. He's not going anywhere. We could have traded him for at least 2 first rounders, maybe more, but we decided to re-sign him. So what if? Okay, now, Raiders, are you of the mind? Are you of a mind that it would have been better had we traded him for the 2 first rounders? Savage is in the house. Hey, good to see you. Always good to see the great James Brown is streaming. The hardest working man on you. I appreciate that, but there are people that do more shows than I do. I can't. Who is it? Okay, I won't name some other Raider YouTube content creators. There are some that are daily, or they do like 3 shows a day. And they do 15 a week on average. But I'm here, and I appreciate you, Savage. And by the way, go make sure you see Savage and Asylum on their channel. Okay? It's the Cage Match, if I'm not mistaken, where they got really good stuff. Oh, Raiders was saying he's not saying it. Okay, Captain Jack, the way we have missed on draft picks, no. Them 2 draft picks. It's like, yeah, it is one bird in the hand. I get what you're saying. Bird in the hand, for sure. Angelo's here. Thank you there, Angelo. Win now. Okay, and that's what I do say is that because I'm gonna name the person here. Sharif Sa'ala Khan, aka Black Thanos, was like putting out words. It's like, okay, we got Max, but his what if is what if? What's going on? He was like, say, hey, 3 weeks ago, he was like, well, I'm not really signed through, and I'm not, so it was a bah humbug, according to what Sharif was saying, Max was saying. And now Max is like, dude, I'm a Raider for life. And, all of the positivity was flowing. And I think so. And when I saw him at his event, Max Crosby was at the CTE dinner, and he was just totally getting into being a Raider. We're going to win a couple fucking Super Bowls. That is a direct quote. That is a direct quote. We are out to win a couple fucking Super Bowls. Not just one. Yeah, Mike, I definitely am looking forward to coming up there. I do know that I'm flying to LA on the 19th. I'm flying to LA on the 19th. I'm flying out of Sacramento on the 28th. When I get to Sacramento, I don't know. That's kind of not up to me. I will work with my travel agent. I'll work with my travel agent and tour guide, Mr. Edward Winchell, to find out when we're going to each. Yeah, Max wants Rodgers, but bah humbug, I'm laughing hysterically at that. Max wants the money, and he got it. He did. He wanted the money. He wanted the respect, but he wanted to stay. He wanted the respect. He wanted to stay. And yes, he got paid a bag or $500,000 million. The largest contract for a non-quarterback. The largest contract for a non-quarterback. And he was worth every penny. There it is. Now it's an official show. Matt Marinovich is in the comment section. and Firpo gave his Raiders. We're good. We're official. If this was like a Friday night prayer meeting amongst the which it's not quite Friday. It's almost Friday night. It's Thursday. We have a quorum. We got Firpo here and we got Marinovich. You got hip replacement surgery on the 26th. Ooh. Well, hopefully you'll be okay. Standard's birthday is next Thursday. My birthday is the day after I get back here because I will be flying back on the 28th. My birthday is the 29th. I already got an engagement on my birthday that has nothing to do with my birthday. So I got to go to Rooms to Go and swap out a mattress. I like the mattress. That's all I'm saying. My 2 cents. Salute to you, brother. And it's 2 cents. Gave a Raiders to you as well. That's good. Good to see everybody. What are your thoughts? Here it is. We got Max. Now we got. I mean, that's the foundation piece. That's like the. Oh, did they finally fucking score? Did they? Oh, Mishkov. Okay, yeah, the kid, like the young Russian draft pick. Yeah, there's 2 minutes and 42 seconds left in the game, but at least the Flyers are not going to get shut out. Okay, let's see here. Mishkov gets the puck, runs up the left side, and nice wrist shot. Boom. Over the right. Okay, so he's on the goalie's up here. Great. Israel, aka Jolly Roger. I will try. Do you have my number, sir? Big E. Good to see you, baby. Paying a defensive end, the highest paid player on the quarterback. How did that work out for the Broncos? We paid Von Miller all that money. The money, and they are delusional. If you think Max and let's see where's that. Max Crosby is better than Von Miller in his prime. Well, they did win a Super Bowl with Von Miller, didn't they? Big E, did they win a Super Bowl with Von Miller there? I believe they did. No. Was Von Miller not on the Super Bowl winning team when they won the Super Bowl? Because they beat the Panthers. Wasn't Von Miller on that team? Hey, Dark Angel. First time on here, want to say hi. Just went, hey, salute to you there, Dark Angel. Appreciate that. Is Max Crosby better than Von Miller in his prime? Well, you know, I don't. I'd have to break it out. I'm not going to say he is. I'm not going to say he isn't. If you want to look at stats, let's look at stats. And again, welcome to Dark Angel. Thank you for that. And also, China's in the house. Thank you there, China. So, hey, Biggie, by the way, thanks for coming in. I like it. I like it when other folks come in. There we go. In the following year, they paid him. He didn't get paid before the Super Bowl. It was the following year after the Super Bowl when he got paid. Okay. But they paid him, and he was a part of their Super Bowl winning team, right? So he was there. He got paid. He was a cog in them winning the Super Bowl. If he got paid after they won the Super Bowl, okay. But they needed him. Okay, yeah, thank you. Bob says that he was MVP. China says that MVP of Super Bowl 50. That's what I thought. Miller was on the Donkey Super Bowl 50 win. By the way, they said Donkeys And welcome Biggie Bronco here. So whether you pay him before or after, he was paid. They paid Emac Daddy. Good to see you. Emac Daddy's over there on Instagram. Emac Daddy is a Seahawks fan. Emac Daddy is on record saying that the Raiders screwed up bringing in Pete Carroll. I know Emac Daddy said that. Injuries did lessen his career. Anna Diaz is here. Thank you. Salute. Permission granted. By the way, you guys, I am wearing my fedora. It's been a couple days since I wore my fedora. Emac Daddy, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube or go to what is it? Go to Twitch. On Twitch, I will put up a link. Emac Daddy can come in on that. As he was on the rookie camp when he got paid, it was the following year after the Super Bowl. And then when he got paid, we missed playoffs because we couldn't pay a quarterback. Well, that's fine. But you did pay him, and the Raiders need to get a quarterback. Big E, are you not saying that the Raiders won't get a quarterback? They're going to get a quarterback. Okay, well, let me ask Biggie, because you make a valid point, but the Raiders have $120 million plus or minus in contract money available for the salary cap. 120. And by the way, the extension actually, I know it's hard to believe, and I was kind of dumbfounded when I found this out. It actually helps the salary cap because it elongates it and it's the way it's paid out. So the Raiders have $120 million minus whatever they're paying these people. And yeah, it remains to be seen. You might be right. And when I've been wrong before, I told Big E I was wrong, and Big E will back me on that. I thought the Raiders were going to be so much of a force last year, and they sucked horribly. We all know that. Oh, link, Emac, I'll give it to you when I get it. I will, Emac. I will send the link. When I send the link, because I'm really close, I will send it. Let me ask you something, Kat. Have the Raiders ever drafted a franchise quarterback? I can go back to Kenny Stabler in the second round. I would say he's a franchise quarterback. Would you not agree that Kenny Stabler was a franchise quarterback drafted by the Raiders who won a Super Bowl? Yes, I'm old. He was drafted in 1968. Have they drafted a franchise quarterback since? No. Let's look at the quarterbacks that they've drafted since. Well, they drafted Todd Marinovich. That didn't work out well. They drafted Jamarcus, a.k.a. Jabustus Russell, in number 1. That sucked. They drafted Terrell Pryor, which really didn't do them well. So, did they draft one? No, brother, that's fine. I'm just saying, Stabler is a franchise quarterback. So, they drafted one. Chris Biggs over there on Facebook, come in. And I'm going to put the link up, okay? Because Biggie, would you like to come in to talk? I'd love to have Biggie Bronco in here because Emac Daddy is going to come in here. I'm copying the link now. Y'all, the reason why I know about Von Miller because he played high school football for DeSoto High School in DeSoto, Texas, and college football at A&M. And yes, I'm putting that in here. What's a franchise quarterback? It depends upon your views, and we'll say China definitely knows about Von Miller. If you want to come into the show, let's see, the YouTube link is up there, or actually the link to the show is up there. I think this is EMAC.
What's up, Jack? I'm a captain.
Yeah, good to see you, EMAC. I saw it. I said it looks like EMAC. So hey, how you doing, brother? What's going on, man?
Dude, I'm sorry you're cutting out, but I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, man. What's catch me up on what you've been? Oh, okay, as a Seahawks aficionado, and by the way, my Twitch, the one guy from Twitch that'll come in. I wish I had more, but I do have EMAC when he's there. EMAC, what have the Seahawks been doing? And they got rid of Lockett.
And we're trading Metcalf, too. We're trading Metcalf, too.
To who?
We haven't – it's not yet in discussion. It's in the talks.
Yeah. No, but who are they going to trade him to? That's what we all want to know, that because we like to have DK Metcalf.
Who do I think? I'll think he'll go to the Raiders, if I'm being honest. But if I had to pick a specific team for him to go to, I might be pretty honest here. I think the Chargers is a team I think he might go to.
Okay.
And then Lockett, if I'm being honest, I can see Lockett teaming up with Pete. I think Lockett might actually team up with Pete. I think it would be a Raider move that they would do.
But isn't Lockett more like what we already have with Jacoby Myers? Would they want another Jacoby Myers?
Lockett is just a little bit older.
Exactly. He's a older Jacoby
and he's
Myers.
A shorter guy too. So one thing he's good at, like I will miss Lockett for sure, is he's actually really good contested catcher, and he's a good slot guy. He's really good at catching deep balls in the end zone.
Got it.
Like look at Lockett and Russell Wilson days. They were on point every time Russ threw the deep ball to him in the end zone. He even showed somewhat of that when they had Geno, but him and Russell Wilson, that duo when it came to deep balls in the end zone is ridiculous at times to stop when they have their game. And then I got to talk about the Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly hire. I might be a little late for me to say this. I don't think they're both a good fit for you guys.
Okay. Well, again, you could be right. Like, we don't know. I tell you what, I would say that Chip Kelly is not the head coach. I know where you're going with that. He's an offensive
coordinator, though. But he wasn't even that great of a play caller when he was in Ohio State. And then
they won the national championship.
It doesn't matter. All it matters is, are you even a good play caller when it's time to step up or not?
Okay, so you're saying that he wasn't a good play caller when he won the national championship.
As coaches and assistant coaches, it's not about winning like championships or Super Bowls. If them want to impress me out of all things, they have to be better play callers.
Okay. Well, let me see. Wait a second.
This is like Nick Sirianni all over again.
Okay. Matt, I gotta say, this is the same thing. But I don't think he's a good play caller, but he won a national championship.
I think he'll be a good play caller for the Raiders? I don't 100% think so, but maybe he'll find like college playbooks that for the Raiders to be able to run. But even top of that, I don't think that's going to be a great amount of success for the NFL.
Okay, well, again, he's not a great head coach, but as an offensive guy, calling the offensive play, are you not saying that his teams at Oregon weren't great offensively? Are you saying that
Oregon was a good offensive team, but that's just different ball game back then. But him as an offensive coordinator, I just don't think he's all that great.
Okay.
Like, look at that loss they had against Michigan. They would have beat Michigan if they ran the ball.
Okay. And
like that loss had people asking some questions before that.
And it almost cost Ryan Day his job.
Yes, Ryan Day is also like Nick Sirianni. Like overrated head coaches, yes. Sirianni is overrated. Yes, he has won a Super Bowl, but when he was play calling in 2023 with his bad coordinators, even he was terrible at play calling.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I will say this, okay? Do you remember when, actually, you probably say remember. You're young, so you might not remember this. Do you remember or attuned to when the Chicago Bears won the Super Bowl with the Super Bowl Shuffle? It was Mike. I know. That's why I said you might not remember, but I'm telling you, right? They had two teams. It was the offense and the defense. The offense was Mike Ditka's. The defense was Buddy Ryan's, right? And Buddy Ryan's had his team. It was seriously, it was two teams. And when Buddy Ryan was with the Oilers under Jeff Fisher, it was Kevin Gilbride running the offense and Buddy Ryan running the defense, right? It was two teams. And you can have that. When the Saints won the Super Bowl with Sean Payton as the head coach, it was two teams. Sean Payton ran the offense and Williams ran the defense. And they had a great thing together. So if you don't think that they can't have somebody run the offense, i.e. Chip Kelly, and Pete Carroll attuned to the defense under Patrick Graham, and the defense under Patrick Graham, they love him, it could work. I'm just saying, I think you're wrong. I mean, I appreciate you coming in here, but I think you're wrong. Now, will you be right? We got to see. We won't know until at least 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the road. And hopefully I'll be alive.
Hopefully, can I say something now?
Sure.
Look, man, you can disagree with me all you want, but Chip Kelly, if he wants to be a dominant play caller, he has to make better decision making for the Raiders, which maybe it all ends well, works well, and it ends well. However, though, the situation he's going to be in is not like a great situation. You guys are still in cleaning house a little bit still.
Yeah.
Like, I agree. If you guys can get a quarterback, I think it will be between Shador or I think honestly, you guys could maybe I feel like the Giants might get Shador before you guys would. I think you guys could get. What overall Cam Ward will be in the draft?
Cam Ward will be 1 or 2.
Oh, so what draft pick are you guys in the first round?
Yeah, you got the number 6 pick.
If you guys get Cam Ward by then, or maybe a Jalen Milroe, I think you guys can. If they can work well with Chip Kelly, then you guys might honestly prove people wrong. Maybe go like a 9-8 type team for how young you guys would be. But other than that, I just don't see Chip Kelly successing as much as an offensive coordinator, and he has to be a better play caller to me.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question. So you're saying that if the Raiders suck this year, it's all because of Chip Kelly's play calling?
I think it's the whole coaching staff itself.
Okay. Well, yeah, no shit. But hey, Eback, I got a question. We're not saying he's going to do it all this year. It takes time to build. It takes time to build, right?
It does take time to build, yes. But however, though,
wait a second.
can
It
can
takes time to build.
can
It
your
also
coaches
takes
can
time to get the players.
can
It
your
takes
guys'
time to get
coaches can your guys coaches step up when it matters the most? Is the question.
Okay.
Critics of Raiders that don't know Raider situation. Great. Was he talking about me?
Yes, he's talking about you.
So, all you
What-
Raider fans in the comments, so you're thinking I'm wrong, huh? Because have you seen Chip Kelly's play calls when they lost that game to Michigan? Or you guys see Nick Sirianni's play calls in 2023? Or the loss they had against Tampa Bay and Atlanta? Tell me. Because as play callers, you can still win any successful games all you guys want, but as play callers, those guys have to step up and think differently.
Okay. Well, we'll find
It's not about winning rings. It's about being a better play caller and executing.
But no, wait a second, Emac. It is about winning rings, okay? And Chip Kelly.
If you think it's all about winning rings, just in general, you don't know football, and you have to be a better play caller and IQ to be able to win it.
Okay. Well, we don't agree with you. We don't agree with you.
So you're saying Chip Kelly's a really good offensive coordinator.
Yes, he is a really good offensive coordinator. Have you seen the last couple offensive coordinators for the Raiders? Have you been paying attention to Josh McDaniels? Have you been paying attention to Luke Getsy? Have you been paying attention to the fucking Turners? Have you been paying attention the last 3 years for Raider offensive play calling? Have you been paying attention? I'm serious. Have you been paying attention?
Yes.
I'm a better offensive play. I'm a better offensive play caller than all those guys.
I agree.
Great job, right? So what I'm saying, so you're saying that Chip Kelly is not going to be a better offensive play caller than the last 3 or 4 years for the Raiders when he's coming off the champion?
Hold on, Captain. Hold on.
Okay.
I think Chip Kelly will be a better play caller, but you may be a best play caller than the last few of the guys that you guys have. I'm just saying he's not the best play caller that I've seen on tape.
Okay. Who is the best offensive play caller that you've seen on tape?
Offensive coordinator or just offensive mind head coach?
No, that's two different things.
Or okay, if you want to name the best offensive play caller for myself, really, I think if I'm being, who's still offensive play calling right now? I'm trying to hold on before you say something. I'm trying to figure out who's in still.
No, I'm letting you hang yourself, brother. I'm giving you enough rope. I'm letting you hang yourself because you say these things and then you don't even have an example. That's funny. I'll let you go in. Okay. I'll let you in. Go ahead.
I think it'll be, I would say Kyle Shanahan, even though he's gone downhill a little bit. I think Mike, no, I can't say Mike McCarthy. Man, so many offensive coordinator. I would say Arthur Smith wasn't a bad play caller himself.
Okay.
Ben Johnson was the best offensive play caller that time before he went to the.
But how long did it take you? It took at least a minute. It took at least a minute for you to get to Ben Johnson. And he got a job because he was a great offensive play caller for the Lions. And now he's in the same division because of his offensive prowess, right? But you didn't come up right off the bat. You didn't even think of him.
Well, I thought to name offensive coordinators that are in offensive coordinating now since now Ben Johnson's a head coach.
But Okay, let me ask you then. Okay, and I got somebody, and EMAC, I'm not berating you because I don't like your opinion. I think you're wrong, but I gave you enough time to come in here. I have no problem with that, and thank you for doing that. I appreciate it because you make sure that my heart's pumping because I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? But it's fun, right? But we like that. We like that. But
Okay.
it depends. Like I said, if you've been looking at the Raiders the last 3 or 4 years, our offense has sucked. It sucked. So if you don't think that Chip Kelly, who is a great offensive mind, and he's good at what he does, which is being the offensive mind, he's a horrible head coach. He's a horrible head coach. But as calling plays for the offense, that's his deal, man. That's what we want. It's like Norv Turner was a great offensive coach, but he sucked as a head coach. So we're not asking him to be the head coach. We're saying Pete Carroll, who has a pedigree of winning a national championship in college, along with a Super Bowl in the pros, and by the way, was a stupid play call away from their offensive coordinator, not Pete Carroll, from Darrell Bevell, who didn't want to fucking run Marshawn. Pete Carroll is one play call away from having 2 Super Bowls, right? So I like that. Thank you. Thank you there, Savage. That's funny. Go ahead, brother.
Maybe not a bad offensive play caller. I just don't think he's good.
Okay. EMAC, we'll find out. We will find out. And I'm not suing you. I'm not.
He's only good because of that talent that he had, and
that is true. That is true. And the Raiders need to build up the talent. But let me ask: you don't think that the Raiders have the most talented top 5 tight end in football?
Brock Bowers is top 5 for sure.
Okay, so with a top 5 tight end and a new quarterback who's got to be better than the quarterbacks we have.
I honestly do feel sad about Gardner Minshew sucks for you guys. Like, I thought he was going to be your guys' high hopes mainly.
We all did. We all did.
I feel like he's just proven that he's just not ready to be a full starter yet. It's
true. True. Hey, EMAC, I got to let you go because I got to bring Angelo on. But thank you for coming in and making this entertaining. I mean,
Can I give my final thoughts real quick? Just
final thoughts. Go ahead.
Do you think Nick Sirianni is a good head coach? I know he won a Super Bowl.
He's won a Super Bowl.
Like he's basically the same Chip Kelly type guys when it comes to like play calling, and then he doesn't. Another thing that I don't think he takes accountability for the Eagles' losses.
True. But you know one thing that he's got that we don't have? He's got a ring.
I know, but he's
got a ring. Well, we'll see.
Anyway, I'll get off. I'll hop off, man. Anyway, I love you, bro. And let's go Raiders.
And let's go Seahawks for you. Let's go Seahawks for you. Thank you for doing that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Take care, EMAC.
Love you, brother.
Love you, brother. Be well. I like that. He came in here. He knew that I was going to go off. He knew I was going to go off, but I didn't say. I gave him opportunities. I said, well, who's the best offensive guy? Okay. And thank you there. I like EMAC, man. He's a smart kid. He is a smart kid. And Raider Ryan says, I knew Minshew wouldn't work out. And I did too, Raider Ryan. I was like, hey, Minshew with the right team might work out. He didn't, because he didn't have anybody blocking for him. The running backs didn't have anybody blocking for him. But we're going back to, Now, here, and I got an answer. Remember last year in the draft, we were all kind of pissed off about we didn't pick up Fuaga, but because we picked up, and I told you that Brock Bowers was going to be the shit.
Yeah.
So,
but again, how are we supposed to know, Cap? How are we supposed to know until we saw it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Having said that, Cap, can I just do again? I see Anna Diaz on the chat, so I want to shout her out. Anna Diaz, thank you so much for the personal happy birthday. I really, really appreciate you reaching out to me. You're awesome. Hope you're doing well with your health. Also, I want to give a shout out to Sacktown Mike. You guys are for any of you guys like Sacktown Mike. He's watching all of these different boxing videos that I'm sending because he's interested in it. So, Raider Ryan, any of you guys who are interested in it, I will keep sending it to you. All you have to do is follow me on Reyes Boxing on Instagram, and I will continue to send it to you. And Cap, I have been keeping you updated, and I'm trying to send you shorter clips. So
short. And they were great because 3 minutes long, the best portions of the fight, and that's my attention span.
Right.
I liked it. Right. But it was concise. It was good action. It was, the mixing up and the knockouts and the uppercut. It was great. It was great.
Okay.
And I did thank you for it. I hope you know that. I thank you for it.
Cool. So Cap, no, I want to get on because I want to talk a lot of the Raider news. I'm saving all my boxing stuff for anyone on the chat. I'm saving my boxing stuff at 7:30. I'm going to be going on a Turf Show, the Ultimate Raider Fan 32. So when you're done with Captain, if you guys want to hop on, because we're going to be talking boxing for like 2 hours, and then I can update everybody on it. But essentially, Cap,
send me a link. I will try to come on and say hi.
Okay,
especially because I got Mickey's hat. Like, come here. You're gonna crap lightning, and you're gonna eat whatever. I'm gonna fucking talk like Mickey. With the hat.
That's funny.
Go on.
That's fine. Hey, Burgess Meredith, Cap. Burgess Meredith. Heck of an actor.
Heck.
So no, Cap. So I want to go on record again. This is one of the things I love about the Captain Jack Rackham show is we could say things on record, and you can go back in time and go, he totally said that. I told everyone that Max Crosby will be. The only thing I'll say I got wrong was I kept saying he will get a contract signed as the highest paid edge ever in the history of football. I didn't know they're going to make him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL football. Like, that's the only thing I got wrong. But everybody who kept asking me or kept reaching out like, oh, this and all that, this is why, ladies and gentlemen in the chat room, I don't like to speculate on these things when they say Max Crosby rumors and all this bull crap that I kept hearing. I would rather be watching live boxing while I see what moves happen. But come on, Cap, you would have to have been an idiot to not realize that the first move that both Pete Carroll and John Spytek was going to do was re-sign Max Crosby to the highest contract. And that's a hell of a contract, by the way. So for anyone who doesn't understand how it was broken down, we already had Max Crosby for 2 years. His kind of gripe, and he wasn't really even complaining, and he never once said he didn't want to be a Raider. In fact, if you go watch his own podcast, the Rush podcast, he kept saying how he's loyal. He's loyal to the core. He kept comparing his attitude to Kobe Bryant and how Kobe Bryant never left the Lakers, no matter what. So there was no reason to ever believe he was going to leave anyways. The one gripe was he kept saying that they're going to need to go to the table because there was no more guaranteed money left. That's all he was saying. So all the Raiders did here, if you guys want to pay attention to your cap space and why we still have $100 million in money right now after signing Max Crosby, is Max Crosby had 2 years left. So all we did is sign him to a 3-year extension, the 3-year extension totaling $106.5 million, but 91.5 of it was guaranteed, meaning he's going to get that money already, right? So all that did is lock him up for 5 years. Now do your math. If he's 27 years old right now and we have him for 5 more years, guess what? He's a Raider for life. We're going to get him in his peak career. We're going to get him in the best. And honestly, guys, we haven't even seen how good he is yet. I know everybody talks about it, but Cap, has he played 1 year uninjured? I haven't seen him play uninjured yet. So when he finally plays uninjured, that's when we can go, wow. And then we're going to see, because I get it. Like if you're going to compare him to Myles Garrett, guys, is 29, 30. So he's 3 years older than Max Crosby. So if 3 years from now, Max Crosby is even better than he is right now, then he's going to be way better than Myles Garrett. So again, keep in mind, the age is still young. We have him for 5 years. And I have been saying since last year, Cap, when I first started helping host the show, way over a year ago in 2024, I kept saying to everyone, including Stuart Schwaggart, I was like, hey, has any team ever thought about it this way where you actually surround your team with your best player, period? Not necessarily the quarterback, just the best player, period. Because the best player, period, we have is Max Crosby. So why don't we surround everyone around Max Crosby? And guess what's been happening now, guys? So I'm not going to try to get everyone excited and say we're in a win now mode. All I'm going to say is we don't know what the mode is yet because we haven't seen what Pete Carroll and John Spytek is going to do in a long-term goal. But in terms of the short-term effects of it, signing Max Crosby is the first way to say to everyone, do you want to be a Raider or not? Because if you want to be a Raider, we're going to take care of you. But you got to play like a Raider. You can't be a little bitch and complain about this or complain about that. You got to be like Max Crosby. Look at Max Crosby. He was playing 100%, wasn't coming off the snap. He was injured. We literally had to tell him, dude, you have to get off the field. Like, we have to force you off the field. Now, that is what is worth $106.5 million. If anyone wants to know what $106.5 million looks like, it looks like that. Someone who doesn't even want to come off the field. Somebody who had to get pulled off the field, right? So now we're going to see, Cap. We're going to see who's going to follow. Now, here was my other theory, Cap, because I saw big news today that Trey Hendrickson is who's basically the Max Crosby of the Cincinnati Bengals. He got told, hey, you can go seek a trade. Guys, if John Spytek figures out a way or somehow has the balls to make an offer to Cincinnati to get Trey Hendrickson to come to the Raiders, it's over. It's over. We're rushing that. That's it. Because we still have Christian Wilkins, who we haven't seen yet play all the way. I'm pretty sure that Adam Butler will get signed. But irregardless of that, Cap, you and I both know if Mason Graham is there at 6, we're taking Mason Graham. No one's an idiot here. If Mason Graham falls to 6, we take Mason Graham. I don't care what quarterback is at number 6. If Mason Graham falls at number 6, you take Mason Graham. That we haven't had someone like that in. I mean, Cap, who's the nose tackle that you think of when you think of that, like a nose tackle for Raiders?
Oh, I know a few. Grady Jackson, Ball, Jerry Ball. Even when the guy from the Chargers came over, and I can't remember. I'm brain farting his name. He was there for the Super Bowl team. That lost. He was an ex-Charger, played nose. He had like the Mohawk type, and I'm brain farting his name. Those guys. So you put Grady Jackson, you put those guys. So the Raiders have always had those guys that eat up. So like Sam Adams was like that as well. Big Sam Adams, the guys that just made up the Darrell Russell, may he rest in peace. he was that guy, kind of like Darrell Russell was kind of like the newer version, and he's never like Howie Long, but he was the defensive tackle, defensive end. He would come over and do all those spots. But we've always had somebody great in the middle. God, I'm fucking not getting his. I'm pissed off. I can't remember the guy's name that was on the Super Bowl
Put
team.
it on the
was
chat, guys,
Charger.
if you remember what Cap's talking about.
Yeah. I will send you boys a signed Grady Jackson pick. Okay. When Beckman and Jenkins out there. Okay, well,
No.
maybe they're.
I'll answer that one in a second because Ken is talking about the O-line. But that's that. I'll get to that in a second because I just want to talk about the Max Crosby.
Let me get to Kappa now, though. Okay.
Okay.
Kappa was a fabulous, and I said was. Kappa was a fabulous draft pick for the Bucs.
Yep.
And after
he was
his
in the
tenure
Super Bowl team of the Bucs.
Yeah, and he was a fabulous interior offensive lineman for the Bucs. He got a Super Bowl, went to Cincinnati, and 1 year he was good, and apparently last year he sucked. I don't know what happened. Because I read the wiki bio. I
can tell you what happened, Cap. I can tell you what happened. All right. So first of all,
John Perella, thank you, Savage. I hate when I know who I know, and I say it. Thank you.
So to Jack Kenna's question on the O-line. First of all, I was getting those messages too. Oh, I don't understand the signing. Okay, again, if you do the research first before you ask the question, you will understand why. No one said Alex Kappa was starting. First of all right. So secondly, he was signed to a cheapie. That's so cheap to get a veteran guard like that to that type of a deal. That's a cheap deal because we have someone right now we need to cut that's going to make more money than Kappa, right? So we're still sitting there wondering who's going to get cut, who's not. Remember that, again, we got to get to 92 in the roster, then everybody competes, and then we start cutting everyone, right? So having Alex Kappa in the room is a good thing, not a bad thing. That's number one. So competition alone. And then, we re-signed Jordan Meredith to one of those $1 million deals or whatnot. So he's back. But again, we need some veterans in there anyways. Secondly, like Captain Jack said, Alex Kappa was a part of the Super Bowl team that Tom Brady was in. He got drafted by John Spytek. So if anyone did the research on this kid, and if anyone knows anything about him,
he got drafted by Jason Light, but Spytek was in the room when Jason Light drafted him.
Okay. Yes, sure, Cap. Everybody knows that John Spytek is the whiz kid who studies everything. So I'm sure he knows everything about Alex Kappa. And I'm sure what happened in Cincinnati, guys, if you were paying attention to the NFL last year, is how many times was Cincinnati on offense? Because their defense sucked so bad. So it's the same shit like that was happening to our defense. Our defense would get injured. The fact that Alex Kappa ended up not getting injured too badly last season is a testament to how strong this kid must be. Because talk about a guy who had to keep like basically protecting Joe Burrow. Like, you could only protect your quarterback for so long, man. You could only be on offense for so long until you get absolutely tired, right? But say what you want to say. The fact that Joe Burrow had a career year as a quarterback, threw over 4,200 yards. Like, Alex Kappa was a part of that. You have to, everybody's judging him on this, on a way where you're not putting it in a vacuum. You got to see where he's at. And you got to look at his entire credentials, not just that. So I like the Kappa signing because it was cheap. It was easy.
I love Kappa signing.
Yeah. And no one said, Kenna, that we're not going after Becton. No one said that. We're waiting to see what happens because we saw that Trey Smith, he got franchise tagged. So for all we know, Becton will get franchise tagged. I'm sure they're all a part of it. They're going to 100% address the line. I'm confident that Spytek is smart about that. And by the way, just talking about the draft, Cap, because I did end up watching all the combine stuff finally after I went through all the boxing, all the live boxing, right? I just went and back. If anyone in the Raider Nation haven't seen this Missouri kid yet, Captain Jack, Missouri, Armand Membu, I am 100% all in on that kid. Armand Membu. Look him up. This kid is 6'4", 330. It was a tackle, Cap, could play right tackle, left tackle. He moves like a guard. We need a guard, like a guard. And this kid, he was so good. And I know everybody keeps talking about Will Campbell from LSU. He's going to be the first lineman to get taken. Don't be surprised if Armand Membu gets taken like that.
What about the kid from Alabama that says that he has the Raiders mentality and he's going to be like a first round? He's going to be one of the first.
I don't know about the Alabama kid. I know that the Texas kid, Kelvin Banks, he's probably the one that's trending closer to Will Campbell. I'm just talking about the combine, everyone. Anytime you see a 6'4", 330-pound behemoth who's young run to 40 in like 4.9, come on, Cap. Big guys don't run that fast. You know what I mean? Like, this kid was amazing. So yeah, Armand Membu, look him up. Well, I mean, Ed, you don't have to look him up. The NFL Network was talking about him like crazy. So if you don't know who Armand Membu is, Ed, you're not watching NFL Network enough. He shot up the draft that quickly. Like, he went from possible day 2, day 3 to automatic possible top 10. That's how good this guy was.
Okay. EMAC, we ain't drafting him in the first round, but if he's there at a round and he's plausible. And by the way, EMAC, we will have, well, I know that guy. Wait, let me get sure I get that. That guy will be running a draft show. Okay. Hopefully we'll get Jason Dean and him together because their minds, they watch shit like that. I don't. I admit it. I don't watch all of that. I listen to a bunch of other people say, and I make my own decisions based upon, what they say, if it, and I think they're bullshit or not. But Jason Dean Hunter does not give me bullshit. Angelo does not give me bullshit. So I'm like, okay, well, good. I like to listen to that. So I know Angelo will have a draft show to be determined on our show, and hopefully we can get Jason Dean Hunter with him. But if not, maybe Chris will pop in and do it with you too. Yeah, I know he's busy with his own.
I'll find out. Maybe Turf will pop in. We'll see who's available for that. I'd love Jason Dean to do it though, because he's really sharp, especially with the college stuff. I think that, again, when you're looking at the draft, like what makes the show fun is we're just talking about who we possibly could get. But one of the things we should be paying attention to currently right now is free agency and what John Spytek is going to be doing in free agency. So we're seeing all of the ones that he's re-signing for the Raiders already, right? All the easy contracts, he's getting those out of the way. We're seeing who he's already dropping. We're already seeing like, hey, we're not going to work on that guy. We're not going to work on that guy, right? So this quarterback talk, and this is kind of the last thing I want to bring up tonight, is Tyler Lockett gets released. Now, I already said on this show that we were going to get Tyler Lockett. That was like no secret to anyone because everybody knows how much Pete Carroll loves Tyler Lockett. And Tyler Lockett getting released makes it a lot easier for the Raiders to just go, hey, man, we're going to give you X contract. You get to play with the coach that you love. We're going to put you in the system. Now, I kind of hinted in the whole, boy, it'd be nice to trade for DK Metcalf, like on several different Captain Jack shows, right? The fact that it comes out right away, like DK Metcalf wants a trade. Well, now it becomes real, guys. Now it becomes real where the question is not even, and please do not believe the filth you're going to see out there talking about, it's going to cost a first and a third. All crap. All right. All BS. Whatever Stephon Diggs cost is pretty much what DK Metcalf's going to cost. Because otherwise, what's going to happen is DK Metcalf's the type of player who will sit out. He'll be like, well, I said I don't want to play for Seattle, so I'm not going to play for Seattle. So whether they trade him to us now and actually get a draft pick on draft night, or do a stupid thing and trade it to us later after June, where we'll pay less of his money, either way, we'll probably get DK Metcalf unless another team, I don't know who it would be, but they're talking like, well, maybe the Chargers will go get him, right, Cap? I've heard about this.
The Chargers or the Bills. Those are three that I've
heard.
Bills. Steelers, Chargers.
Okay, guys, if any of them want to overpay for DK Metcalf, let them. We're not. The one thing I can already see from the way Spytech is doing things, he's not overpaying for anyone. He's like, you either want to play here or you don't. And the draft, guys, if you watch the draft, actually really watched it, the combine, and really paid attention, there is so much wide receiver talent, guys. It's insane. There's a kid by the name of Savion Williams who's 6'5", 225. That kid was crazy in the combine. I didn't even know about him. And then I was like, who is this
that the
monster?
Kid? That's the kid from Alabama that they were saying, would you draft him?
No, that's a different Williams. Savion Williams is with TCU, I think, or another team. I'm gonna have to look it up. But Savion Williams, guys, Savion, look him up. That kid was a monster, and he could be a steal like in the third or the fourth, right? Here's the other thing that you're gonna be hearing. You're gonna be hearing about Najee Harris, right? And how the Najee Harris may come to the Raiders. He might, if he's willing to take a favorable deal. Or here's an idea to everyone who actually watched the combine. There's so many good running backs, Cap. It's insane. I was like, geez, man, take your pick. Like, it won't even matter. If Bucky Irving was John Spytek's third round choice, you guys really don't think that John Spytek already has his scouts out there telling him exactly who the Raiders can take in the second, in the third, hell, in the first. Some people are talking about Ashton Genty coming to the Raiders. So again, we come down to quarterback, Cap, and this will be my last thing. The quarterback talk is going to slow the hell down now with the draft choices, which I've been saying, I'm fine if it's Aiden O'Connell, because this isn't the year to gamble on getting a quarterback. This wasn't like last year. This year, you can see who's out there. Cam Ward's out there. Shedeur Sanders is out there. But the tape and all talks from everyone is basically saying both of those guys are in the top 20, but they're not even the best 10 players. So if they're not the best 10 players, what the hell would the Raiders be doing taking them at number 6? That doesn't even make sense. Last year, as you already pointed out, Cap, we were all a little flustered when Brock Bowers' name got called because we knew we needed O-line help, which, by the way, it never changed. Did we not need O-line help last year? Our O-line was ass. Sorry. We were terrible.
Right. But we drafted JPJ in the second round, and after he came in off of his injuries, we're saying, man, that looked fucking smart. And then we drafted Glaze, the Glazed Donut himself in round 3, the kid out of Maryland, and my God, he was a phenomenal player as a rookie. I quantify things with a rookie, but they played well. Okay,
absolutely. And so, those were really great moves. But again, I'm one of the people that was I didn't understand how good Brock Bowers is. We all know now how good he is, right? So now that we know how good he is, that was a correct pick to just go best available player. So guys, if we follow the same philosophy, if best available player is Mason Graham, we take Mason Graham. If best available player is Abdul Carter, you take Abdul Carter. If best available player is Travis Hunter, you take Travis Hunter. Like, There's so many different ways that the number 6 pick can come because we're not that desperate. We're really not in this whole take out this narrative, this bullcrap narrative of the Raiders are so desperate for a quarterback. Guess what? If we were that desperate for a quarterback, then maybe Sam Darnold will get signed to us because the Vikings just let him go. If we're that desperate for a quarterback, maybe Aaron Rodgers will come here because Max Crosby asked for him. That's not me asking for him. I didn't ask for Aaron Rodgers. Max Crosby's mouth said, I believe Aaron Rodgers has another MVP year left in him, and I sure would like to see him here with us. That's Max Crosby saying it, guys. So if you want to get mad at someone, you get mad at him. All I'm telling you is Tom Brady, John Spytek, and Pete Carroll all seem to be on the same page of we got to get the best overall team. So they're not going to overpay for Aaron Rodgers. And keep in mind that with Aaron Rodgers doing all this talk about him and Devontae are best friends and blah, blah, blah. I know some of you Raider fans are going to be like, man, really, are we going to get him back? The only scenario I can honestly see both Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers coming to play for the Raiders is if Aaron Rodgers is so cheap, like Russell Wilson cheap, that it would be stupid for the Raiders not to take him. And that same attitude goes for Devontae. Hey, Devontae, you want to come back? Sure. Would you like to take the minimum? Because that's what we're willing to offer you after the crap you put us through.
Right.
Otherwise, ta-ta.
Okay. I got an EMAC. You're high, brother. You're high. Who's gonna fire Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll if Rodgers goes to the Raiders? I mean, I got you. I understand it. No, that's just wrong. That is like you are smoking some of the ganja that Aaron Rodgers smokes in the offseason.
No, come on, EMAC. That's not even
The
an
front
intelligent thing.
Front office is Mark Davis working with Tom Brady, working with other people in the know. And by the way, Richard Seymour's there too. The front office, they're not going to fire Pete Carroll when they just picked him up. Personally, I don't want Aaron Rodgers here. That's me personally. I personally did not want Tom Brady here. I didn't when he was available. I didn't want him. So I'm on what do you call it? I'm on record saying that I didn't want Tom Brady. I think that I would have been, it was like, oh my God, do I want that? But no. And Tom Brady played well and got another Super Bowl because the officials kind of, hooked up the Bucs that year. They did. Okay. If you're speaking EMAC, I tell you what. If they go 4-12, they're going to let them go all. No, EMAC. I'm telling you, if the Raiders went 4-12, they'll still be back for year 2 and probably year 3.
EMAC,
we are building.
EMAC, if the Raiders go 4-12 next year, you know why I'll be happy? Because that means we can go get Arch Manning. And Arch Manning is probably the guy that you would want to put, a number 6 pick on. Like, come on, man. And by the way, I saw Will Howard at the Combine Cap. He'll probably get picked up either in the 6th round or the 5th round. But if he comes to us and he's a 6th round pick, we have 3 6th round picks. Who cares?
Yeah.
Right. Will Howard with Chip Kelly. Welcome back, national champion. Like, you really think that I'm going to sit there and get mad that we picked up Will Howard in the 6th round, the national champion winning quarterback? Like, no, I'm not going to get mad at that. Like, who cares, right? And all this Jackson Dart talk only becomes real if quarterback doesn't get addressed before the draft. So there's too much news to be like Chicken Little panicking right now. Oh, is Aaron Rodgers coming? Oh, is Russell Wilson coming? What about Justin Fields? What about just relax? Because none of that's going to matter if we can't protect them. which is what I've been screaming from the rooftop, Cap, since last year. Until we get our O-line fixed, it doesn't matter who your quarterback is. I don't care who you think. Lamar Jackson could be our quarterback. He is going to get injured and destroyed. Just like Aiden O'Connell got injured and destroyed. Just like Gardner Minshew got injured and destroyed. Until we actually address O-line, which is the biggest issue. So the questions you guys should all be asking yourselves is, number one, are we keeping Colton Miller or not? Because if we are, he needs to restructure. He needs to restructure or like sign the cheapest left tackle extension in the history of the game. All right. He's costing us already too much going into this season. And then that's it. Then we're done with him. So he might be trade bait. For any of you guys who love Colton Miller, he might be trade bait. I'm just letting you know now. There's so many good left tackles available in the draft that I'm just telling you, right? If he isn't trade bait, he'll have to restructure. Number two, how are we going to address guard? Because JPJ and DJ Glaze and Colton Miller can't protect everyone. And there's those two positions that Dylan Parham, Andre James, even Jordan Meredith, man, they can't handle starting. They just can't. I'm sorry. Like if they were that good, they would have already been that good last year. So Cap, we need guards in the worst way. And this particular draft has a ton of tackle guards, tons of them. All right. So we are in a position, as long as no one believes the hype or the narrative that, oh, the Raiders need a quarterback. Look, are any of us here believing that we're going to the Super Bowl this season? Cap, do you think we're going to the Super Bowl this season? Okay, then what the fuck do we care? Why are we reaching for a QB Jesus? You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, no, we need an O-line. That's what we need. Everyone, say it with me. We need to protect the quarterback. We need an offensive line. Then you know what else helps protect the quarterback? Running back, Cap. We need offensive line. We need running back.
I said it before he did. Okay, I said it before he did. I tell you what. Okay, and Angelo, I love you're here. I'm gonna get you go because I want other people to come in, and you will see a lot of Angelo when he comes, because I like it when he comes in and he does talk a lot of good stuff. Okay, and you will see him for a draft show, hopefully with Jason Dean. If not, then it will be with somebody else. We got the and Israel, aka Jolly Roger. Angelo is a good part of this show. He comes in a lot. You know, there were people that come into the comment section. Angelo comes on, so I appreciate everybody that comes on. And I'm gonna put this on and so. Hey, Angelo, thanks again, sir. And you will see him.
Quick, Cap,
you will see him on this.
My last shameless plug to everybody: when you guys are done with Captain Jack, jump on to the Ultimate Raider Fan 32 YouTube. I'm going to be with Turf for about 2 hours. All right, guys. Thanks, Cap.
Yeah, send me a link on Instagram or however you normally send me shit. Send me a link. Thank you, brother. That's Angelo Reyes Boxing. Reyes Boxing, or at Reyes Boxing on Instagram. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and Jolly Roger, come on into the show, Jolly Roger, if you want to come in. Like I said, there are some people that stay in the comments section. Matt Marinovich is a comment guy. Okay. Jimmy Furpo is a comment guy. Even Cool Kev mostly is a comment guy. Occasionally comes on. Anna Diaz is a comment lady, but she comes in too. So there are people that cross it. They come in, they're in the comments, but they're here. They're active. You know, I tell you, Smoke is always in the comments. One of these days I'll have him come in. But I like I like the fact that we can talk. Trust me, you don't want me to be the only fucking person here talking. You don't. That sounds like other Raider YouTube comment shit. All output, all output, all output, all output. They don't talk, and they don't allow other people to talk. So, yeah, Kev came on before. Yes, Kev's been on before. Hey, and thank you. And see, we even have my 2 cents is coming in. You know, you start with a pair of aces, and I know this is poker. I do know this. But then you get other cards. You start, it doesn't matter what you start with, it's what you end with. Come into the show. Next time we go live, Captain, I'm definitely going to come on the show. Israel, I put the links in, or sorry, Jolly Roger, I put the links in on the show. And you got half an hour. You got half an hour. If you don't want to come in tonight, that's fine. But I put the links in every show. Every show. I said, come into the show. I normally talk for about 25, 30 minutes at the start, and then I open it up. Kenna is going to come in because he says, give me a second. Kenna comes in a lot. He knows stuff. So come into the show. Anna Diaz gives the best information about Vegas. When there's shit going on in Vegas, Anna Diaz is there. If you want the weather report, and I'm not sure if China's still on. I'm not sure if China's still here. China does weather. She's not the weather girl, because China is the weather lady. She likes weather as like her hobby. She's a meteorologist. And by the way, hopefully good things will befall Miss China. I found out that they do need another vehicle. So there is I think there's a GoFundMe for her. So if you wish to, go on her page. I'd like to. I'd like to. I'm above water. I'm not drowning, but I want to be able to continue to bob. So, but if you like to help out, China has a GoFundMe. I'm not looking so good today, Ben. Oh, okay. And Anna will come in another time. How could she not look well? That's a beautiful Hispanic lady. And Juan knows because Juan married her. He says, man, look at this. Hey, look at this. I'm mommy. Hey, mommy. Anna's good looking. But you don't have to come in if you're not under the. I hope you're feeling good. By the way, as you guys may or may not know, guys and gals, mates and wenches, we are here. Actually, are we on? Oh, good. Good. Because there was some issues. There was some issues with the Northeast Streaming Sports channel earlier in the show. I didn't know when we came in. I know that we were off within an hour, so we've been off for about 28 minutes. But I had the link. I pushed it. I don't know why we didn't happen. But we are on Northeast Streaming Sports. We are on, obviously, my YouTube show. We are on Twitch. And we're on 4 Facebooks. Okay? We got a half an hour. I'm going to bring on 2 people. I'm going to bring on Jack Kenna. And then after that, I want at least 15 for Rafa, at least 10 for Rafa. Jack, you're in. So take a big swig on that fucking cigarette, dude. I know you got a cigarette going, and then we'll throw Rafa in there. I'm not trying to belittle you. I know you smoke a lot. You do.
I do.
I'm not. What am I saying that's wrong? right?
There's nothing.
What
I
am
was
I?
about to say, if like you're not going to bring me in, I'll go out and have a smoke before I come back in.
No, I'm just seeing whether you're in or out. Smoke, how you doing? I wasn't saying anything to piss you off. I am real. Real.
It is what it is, man.
Like
That's what I do. Hey, there's my boy DZ right there.
Yeah.
From the Wild Wild West show.
Man.
Salute, bro.
There you go. Hey, these was now I heard, was it just you and DZ that was on the show yesterday?
Well, yeah, Richie, well, Alex was sick, and then, Richie was like having internet problems. So, yeah, it was kind of cool. So, Raiders and Chargers fans kind of got to rule the roost in, like, the Wild West show. So, that was good for me and DC. And I always wondered, like, people like to say DZ. I say DZ. I go back and forth. So, and DZ or DZ, you can tell me behind the chat. I threw it out there before I came on the show. I'm like, I threw it out to the Wild West show, guys. I'm like, hey, I'm going to hop on just to chat it up with my cat.
Oh, DZ. No, man. Oh, you're talking Jack. That Jack. Yeah, Jack loves his heaters. I haven't smoked at all. I got enough fucking problems.
Well, good for you, bro.
Yeah, I got enough fucking problems. I've never smoked. I got enough fucking issues. I don't need that on top of it. But Jack, I only say it because I love you, brother, and I want you around.
I love you too, Cap. I get that from a lot of fans, but we're older guys. I grew up in an era like, when it wasn't like it wasn't bad for you. And then when you get hooked, then you get hooked. And it's like I studied that in college actually as a psychology major. It's like the half-life on nicotine is more than your entire life, and it's worse than like, a lot of hard drugs, which I don't do any of that stuff, but it's like it never leaves your system, keeps you wanting, right? And DZ, if you smoked, do you ever feel like, even to this day after 15 years, do you still feel like, there's that urge, like if someone like gave you one and you took it? So.
No. If you did that, it would be like the cat in the was it the not Marvel fucking the Warner Brothers films, like the Birds Anonymous, remember how the cat that he kissed the bird and it was just like he starts going after the bird because he kissed the bird, and it would be like that, and that is why if you've kicked it, hopefully you don't ever picked it back up.
Hey,
Kev, so it went vaping. Good. Okay. Go ahead, brother.
And Kev, what's funny is that, Kev is probably one of the funniest guys in the Raider Nation in history.
Yeah.
And so, Kev, when you talked about battery power, because you've been a long time fan of Cap Show, and I was always like, my battery's dying. Well, my battery was dying tonight. I looked at it before I hopped on the show. I'm like at 25%. So I hopped in the room, put on the battery cord. I'm at 31%.
There you go. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm giving you a bit because I'm going to get Rafa on after this as well. In fact, I will do a little bit of you and Rafa but I wanted you on for your segment. First off, your thoughts on Crosby. And by the way, you were like, why the fuck did we pick up Alex Kappa?
I did. I'm like, I don't know. Please, please explain that to me. When I saw there was guys out there, which I've talked on the Wild West show, that I thought were better players. Again, we all want Trey Smith, but again, he got franchise tag, so he's not going anywhere. We saw that. But there's like Beckman, and there's Jenkins, and there's guys that are like, I wanted, especially Jenkins, I wanted the Raiders to draft him, and he's got short arms, so he moved inside. Okay, I can see that. And I saw Beckman, who's like horrible at right guard. He's a big boy, like 353 pounds. Horrible, but he moved into guard. Man, he played well with the Eagles. I will say this. The Eagles' offensive line is one of the best run offensive lines I've ever seen. They can pull. They can do power. The thing with our Raiders, we do one thing good or one thing bad. But the Eagles' offensive line did both things very well. And if you can get a big boy like Beckham taking over for our right guard and Parham, who's only 290, so you're adding 60 pounds of beef and go against a Chris Jones, and bully your way either way. You zone power bully. I mean, it's like another JPJ on the offensive line. So I really like that idea. I really liked it. And then we get Captain. It's and again, I know he's a 3rd round draft pick, and he was a spy tech. He was Tom Brady. So I see the connection. Yeah. But when this last year, he played as bad as he did.
Yes.
And I'm like, in your pain, no. But one thing I will say for Angelo, I disagree with that. Their Raiders are paying him starter money. They're not paying him backup money at over $11 million a year, $5.5 million guaranteed. That is starter money. So, and he's only played right guard. So, what is telling Parham right now? Hey, kid, you're a backup now. And we saw that last year with Whitehair coming in. How many Raider fans love Whitehair? Nobody. And then the backup left tackle was Pete. Both those guys were turnstiles. So I'm not getting the signing of with him at all when there's better players that are out there. I don't know how much more money they're going to cost, but if we want to be a team that says, hey, we want to really push and to try to make the playoffs when 3 AFC West teams made the playoffs, and we're signing him. So please, Cap, please educate me on why he's a better pickup than some of the guys I just mentioned.
Okay. First off, you don't know that those other guys aren't still there. And it's Becton, by the way. It's Mekhi Becton. Okay. He's still out there. Okay. I don't know if the Eagles are going to franchise tag him. The Eagles got a lot of people that Sweat is somebody they should franchise tag. I'm not sure if they're going to do that or not, because if Javon Sweat hits the free agent market, could you imagine? I'd take Javon Sweat over Bosa 12 days a week. Okay. I would do that. If that's the guy that's out there, because he's a free agent, he's not a guy you have to trade for like Myles Garrett or Hendrickson. You don't have to trade for him. He's there. He's a free agent. I would take.
I thought about it over, even over Kuntz, because the money's going to be around the same, right? So Sweat doesn't have the injury issues that Kuntz has, and it's kind of funny. It's I threw this out there literally maybe an hour ago to the Wild West Charger fans, and they're all saying Sweat too. So if we're going to be in competition, we're going to be in competition with the Charger fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, D-Set says he's a hot commodity. Yeah, I'd take Sweat now. Okay, that's the guy that I would throw on the opposite side of Crosby. But getting back to the interior offensive lineman, you don't know who else is there that's going to be. Like I said, we don't know if we're not going to go after Becton. But the thing is with Mekhi Becton, what we know is what other people know. But Spytek knows Alex Kappa because he fucking drafted him with Jason Light. There's something to be said about, I know this guy backwards and forwards, inside and out. I know what type of a player he is. I know what he does for on the off season. I know if he's going to be an issue. There's no problem drafting this guy because I've drafted him. Or not drafted, but bring him in as a free agent because I drafted him. I know this guy. He's been on my team for at least 3 of those years. He was there with Brady. Brady knows who it is. Oh, it's Montez Javon. Okay, yeah, Montez Sweat. Thank you, Mike. It is. It is Montez Sweat. I don't know where I got Javon.
Well, here's the thing for me, Cap. Is I look at this he gave up 51 pressures, 8 sacks last season. Is one of the worst rated right guards. He's a right guard only. He will not move over to left guard. So it's
you don't know that.
Well, we don't know that, but that's what he played his whole career. So that's what I'm expecting. So it's him and Parham battling out. It's like,
But,
when you're
but
painting
Parham,
that,
Parham can go over to left guard. That's the thing. If you
well,
got
he could
somebody
because
that
he
is
started over there. But you know what? What do you think about this? What about RDFA? Jordan Meredith. I want Jordan Meredith back. I thought he was so much better than Cody Whitehair, and I think he was even better than Parham last season. And he's at RDFA, so we got him. He can't go anywhere if we don't let him go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? What do you think of Meredith?
Meredith is a good guy to have, and he rates well. Actually, he's surprisingly better than what you think he would be. He's a very reliable player. Okay, he doesn't make stupid penalties. He doesn't get beat off his ass like fucking our current center, not JPJ, but the other kid.
Oh, Andre James,
who I think that Andre James would be a better guard at this point, and have fucking JPJ play center. Okay.
Well,
but
here's the thing
with
with Andre James. It's like Andre James, like when he played with Colton Miller at UCLA, he was a left guard. It wasn't until he came to the Raiders they moved him over to center. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if Andre James, just like Parham, when you got these big boys like, okay, Chris Jones from Kansas City, the Eagles defensive line, you get these really big boys. I think our offensive line is like kind of small. So it's like, I don't know if these guys can handle this guy.
Well, JPJ can. Parham needs to gain a lot of weight. He's like JPJ can,
yeah, he was like 290. Yeah. It's like he started off as a tight end and just kept building his body. It's like he's got no body fat. The kid's like super strong, but it doesn't matter if you're super strong. But if you're only at 290 pounds and you're going against guys that are 320 pounds that are 40 pounds bigger than you, it makes it tough.
But if you beat him on technique, you win. Remember, the low guy wins. You get under his pads and fucking lift him. If you're strong and you're fast and you got him on technique, you're going to win. Okay? And that's where JPJ can do things. James was being pushed back more times than not. He was not winning those battles. Okay? I don't know whether it was because he was playing zone, ZBS, and they needed him in a power blocking scheme. Whatever it is, he was fucked up a couple different times. He needs to say, this is what we're running. And it's also going to be what Pete Carroll's son, who runs the offensive line, what is going on there. Y'all are straight with JPJ. Yeah, I'll thank you.
We all love JPJ.
Yeah, but and I was going to say, and have JPJ move to center, have James move to guard to see if he can salvage his career. Had more sacks than.
So do you have to move? You would have to move him to left guard then. If right now the way it sits, you're going to have to move him to left guard because Kappa is a right guard.
Okay, and Kappa had one bad year. If you say, well, he sucked last year, he did. But I tell you what, he was a phenomenal. God, I don't know where I came up with that. He was a phenomenal animal. There you go. That's what I was thinking. Phenomenal animal. He was with Tampa for 3 years. He had a good first year with the Bengals, and last year he fell off. So there you go. And yeah, DJ Glaze is our starting right tackle. So that's already there. Okay. I think that you can, and again, is Miller the guy that leaves? Does Mumford take over at left tackle? No. Does Colton Miller finally figure? Well, here's the thing. Colton Miller he wasn't playing his potential because I still think he was playing injured.
Right. Yeah, absolutely, Cap. I agree.
Yeah.
So it's like, he's coming off that injury. He's getting older. Like, yes, like, Will Compton was like, a potential, like, want a draft pick or like a Mason Graham. It's like, okay, Miller's getting older. I agree with that. But, he was injured the whole season and coming back. It's like it took him time to rebuild. And then when he got in game shape, because there's a difference between like shape and NFL shape. So once he got back into the second half of the season, he looked good.
I'm bringing in Rafa to make sure that he gets some portion of the shows. I
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Good to see you.
Very good, very good. Good to see you.
Hey, Rafa, I thank you like a couple months ago when I wasn't feeling well, and you came on the Wild Wild West show and helped me out, you and Angelo. So thank you, bro.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm just one of the two like at the very good, but I'm, in this moment right now, I'm not very confused because if you're talking about Montez Sweat or Josh Sweat, because there's like two differences. First, it was Josh Sweat, which is a defensive edge for the Philadelphia Eagles, and Montez Sweat for the Washington Commanders. But I really understand that if they need some
guy. It's the same guy. Montez Sweat from the Commanders went over to the Eagles.
Oh, the same guy. Okay.
The same guy. Yeah, same guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
but
the guy that played for the Commanders went over to the Eagles. That's Sweat.
Oh yeah. Because I was just like, oh, it's like the same guy that say no, but they're just like they're very different. But talking about like Alice Kappa's situation, I mean, he almost similarly like at the backup, but I think they're gonna move along to resigning Jordan Meredith. Probably means the Raiders are sticking out with Jackson Powers Johnson at center, and probably they look like to trade Andre James, especially how the weak free agency entire centrist market it is. I mean, if they want to decide to move Jackson Powers Johnson to center full time, they still have Meredith, who started several games at guard last year, and it just flashed. I mean, literally just like a backup. I mean, we have Cody White here, and Andrew Speed at the backups last year. Then they didn't much play in so much time, so not to be worried about it. Because I mean, he was very impressive at the Bucs, and I'm very impressive. But I mean, if he ended it off at like an NFL roster after they just cutting him, and he was just like more like use what the capital it is. I mean, the David in that league is Darren all just get work as long as they go for the case.
Jolly Roger, come in next time. I put the links on the show, brother. I put the links on the show. Come back again. Good to see you there, Jolly. Go ahead there, Ralph. I'm sorry. I just wanted to catch him before he left. Go ahead.
No, dude, I love Kev. Kev is so funny, dude. I love Kev.
Yeah, but also, I mean, they also not getting more stacking about it. But this is how we had to feel about it. I mean, you can sign cut players immediately whether they go to the signings. But they got it before the free agency, not under the contract. But it's not about Spike Tech. You project Brady as well. So there's like a relationship too. Because you need to have a lot of faith. Yeah. How do you know to utilize him better to the Cincinnati Bengals did? Because I understand he was like a triple crown for the Cincinnati Bengals. Because he was like the first in sack, first in everything. I mean, they're just going to everything about it. So they can really sign all of these players with guaranteed a spot. I mean, I doubt that the contract is still too much. I mean, they're going to compete and say if he can write any value, if he gets everything cut.
Good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and again, and since Jack is like, well, why did we sign him? Well, they know him, and there's still time. There's still time to get the other guys. But if you know a guy is out there and you know he's going to be a great player for you, you get him. And yeah, like I said, it's $11 million for 2, but it's only 5 guaranteed.
So
only 5 guaranteed.
I have a question for you. Like, on that, it's like, I don't know the player, but I know what I've read, like, seeing when he was on Tampa Bay. So what about everyone in the West? AFC West needs a wide receiver. Every team. Everyone needs a dominant wide receiver. So why would we not like look at Godwin? I mean, like, is it the contract or like, the money? I mean, with T. Higgins, being, with the franchise tag, why have we not gone out and looked at him? And again,
How do you know we
Pete
have-
Carroll. We got Pete Carroll, with the wide receiver and Metcalf from Seattle. And I've been asked questions like, "Oh, would you swap first round draft picks?" I'm like, "Yeah." At first, I thought about it. I'm like, "No, I don't want to do that." So why not? Why not Godwin? Because he would fill that role, right?
Yeah. But the guy that played for the Commanders is the guy that plays for the Eagles. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's true. He played for the Commanders and came over as a trade from the Commanders to the Eagles. So if I got the guys' names wrong, I'm sorry. And there's the other thing. Zed says it right. Why haven't we done it? Well, first off, there's only so much you can do because there are guys that are free agents now when they're cut. When they're cut, like, for example, we can sign Alex Kappa because he's cut. He's on the body. Okay, you can't get anybody else because they're still under contract. That's the other thing. Free agency hasn't started yet. So the guys you can get. And you said,
but I've heard no rumors.
Okay,
the crazy thing. You look into like rumors and stuff. I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah, I understand. But here's the thing about. I mean, he will likely better with a team that doesn't plan. Look at the pass it heavy. I mean, he still have a good arm, but they just see because all those fans, which is include like the Cincinnati Bengals, they're just getting tired to seeing Joe Burrow's laugh at the less than 2 seconds. I mean, you remember Joe Meredith, who has an 80 PFFF game that gave us like the crazy hometown discount that I would have seen with like $1 million. So it was basically like signed like the cheapest debt piece of money that I can see Meredith. I mean, of these 5 starting online, only Colton Miller has a veteran contract. So I know the Kappa has been brought to help build some better culture in that room. But I know that the last year, over this contract and over this career for Alex Kappa, he consists of being first at the NFL in sacks. A lot of pressures allowed, encourages allowed. Not that good first year, but also the bad one. But literally, they just have like the worst season in the NFL. But I'm very sure that it got being cheap too. But I know that they gotta pay someone for like the cash space. If it's cheap, that's okay. But players who have been cut the same with the teams already, there's like a lot of teams too that are gonna be on June 1st because they're gonna be really decided. But I mean, it's not for anyone desirable at all at this time. But I mean, he was completely like pretty much under control, but they wanted to complete maybe to protect like all the situations coming out there for the Fitans.
Okay, Rafa, I'm gonna cut you only because if I don't, I probably won't be able to cut it in 2 hours. But I'm glad that you came on. I'm glad that Jack Kenna came on. I'm glad that we got Ozzy on here. See, he goes salute to you, salute to Jack, and salute to Rafa. So he gave you props from Ozzy.
LVR.
But yeah, good to see it. But here's it. This is what it is. And I like the fact that DZ, I like calling him DZ because that's what Richie calls him. I know
it sounds
DZ,
cool. I don't know. It's like I got to ask him in the chat. As soon as I get off the show, I'm going to ask him what he likes better, DZ or DZ.
Well, he says it's DZ. He says it's DZ. But
well,
I like the
I saw in the chat, so.
Yeah, but I like.
And he's my co-host, and I posted out there, so he came on. So thank you for jumping on the show.
Okay.
Yeah, and DZ, you can come in anytime too. You can come in as well. Hopefully, we'll have Jolly Rod. Oh shit, I'm Raiders Legacy 51 was over on Instagram. Thank you. Jose Godoy Melendez is over on Instagram. Thank you. Lizzie D is over on Instagram. I'm waving. I'm sorry I didn't see you until now. Come on, excuse me. Come on over to YouTube next time. Okay, because I got to cut the show pretty soon. Okay. Gentlemen, again, it's gonna get fun. And again, there's still a week left.
Yes, sir.
There's 1 week left, and this is all the freebies are out there. The freebies are out. The guys that are not under contract for the new year, the guys that are cut, they're there. They're available. Okay, so we'll see. But I want to salute, like I said, with my nice fedora. I salute to Jack Kenna. I salute to you, Rafa. I salute to everybody over there on Instagram. So I got 3 different feeds. But it's going to get interesting. And okay, well, Ozzy says it's an overpay. Where it's not just all output, more discuss. Hey, thank you, DZ. Yeah, I come on to your channel. You can come in as well. I hate, and I will say this while you guys are there. I hate YouTube channels that's all output. Ding, 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 ding. And they don't talk to anybody. I like the guys that do it and the girls, if there are girls that do it. But I like to talk to people, with people, have interpersonal communications. If you're just spitting out shit and you don't even have a chance to fucking talk to people, that's a waste of my time. I can read shit, but that's the way they do it. But that's me. No hate towards them. I just don't like that format. That's a better way of saying it. I don't like the format. I like to talk with Jack. I like to talk with Rafa. I like to talk with EMAC, even though I don't know if you were here when EMAC talk. Whoa. Okay.
I'm going to leave you guys with this, and I'm going to hop off. So Cap, I don't know if I said this to you behind the scenes. OG had his eye surgery, and it was successful on his right eye. So he's actually able to see out of one eye now, and that's why he quit doing YouTube. And Roth, I know you know OG too.
Yeah, so, I know, because he was. I
love my brother OG. Prayers out to him always. So I'm glad that he's getting his vision back in one eye. So hopefully one day I'll go back on with him, and you guys come on too and celebrate that that surgery. And I'm just happy. I'm happy for that, man. It's like he's been gone for a long time, but I still talk to him all the time behind the scenes. So OG, I love you, brother. If you are listening, because I know you're probably not watching, so love you, bro. And guys, I'm gonna hop off. Love you. Hope to see all you guys like in the channel, in the chat, Wild Wild West Show. Good night, bros.
All right, have a good night.
Good night, Jack. Always a pleasure. And Rafa, good night to you as well, shipmate. You have a good night. Take care, man.
Yes.
Good. Remember, at Capitan Rafucho on his channel. So yeah, and I'm glad that OG is doing better. I am remiss. I should know, but I don't know. There's so many people that I need to talk to, and I get so wound up and don't do shit. So if you talk to them, tell them I said hi. But in other sayings from that, y'all take care. It's Thursday. I'll be back on Sunday. I swear I'll be back on Sunday, unless I'm not. If I'm not here Sunday, then somebody make sure to check the obits. Okay, I will be here for my show. But take care, be well, get some rest. I know I do, and do what you do. And hey, there's another week of this. There's another week of this before free agency actually starts. So we'll see what's going on. Take care, everybody. We'll see you for the next show on Sunday. Bye. Raiders! Yeah! There you go.